So we could officially tuck the WNBA season night. It's all said and done. The only thing left to do now is, have the victory parade for the Las Vegas Aces. And once again, congratulations to the Aces, on being victorious. Can't say it enough, right? 3 championships in 4 years. Who could really compete against that? Except for when the Houston Comets won it. I believe they won 4 straight years, didn't they? I feel like it was so long ago that happened. That was a great team when it happened. Tina Thompson, Cheryl Swoops, Cynthia Cooper, Kim Perrault was on those teams. Man, RIP to her. But look, I want to talk to y'all, man. I want to talk to y'all for a little bit. And I want to say this. So, nobody comes into this league as a finished product. Everybody got to put the work in. Everybody got to go ahead and go through the process, whatever that is. They're trying to get to where they're trying to go. You got to get knocked down a couple of times. Your knees got to get dusted and dirtied up. You got to fall on your stomach, fall on your knees, fall on your back. You got to hit the ground more than a couple of times. You got to go through the pain of losing, It's only rare exceptions. There's only rare cases where you start off, superior and come up out the gate winning. That don't always happen. That's not always the case. The way I see this thing is, if you want to be a GOAT, you got to be willing to take all of the right steps, man. You got to be willing to go through, the ups and downs like a roller coaster. It's all part of it. See, when I had a conversation with somebody about how great the Aces are, and excuse me, y'all, about how great the Aces are and how great Asia Wilson is, and they said it didn't come right away because they know I'm a gigantic Caitlin Clark fan and a huge Iowa fan. And they also know I like Caitlin. They also know I like Asia Wilson and the Las Vegas Aces. But the thing is, they was like, bro, and I never disagreed with them. But they said, bro, Caitlin Clark, it's going to take us some time. And I never said otherwise. Y'all know what I'm saying? I never told y'all otherwise. I always said, give us some time. We know who pushed immediately. It was tough. And it's going to be tough watching her have a bad game. Anytime you like really fancy a star, or you really, feel like this star is that, they all let in the bag of chips and dip, and then they struggle, then, it's tough. But you got to eat that, And I'm going to say this, man. Asia Wilson coming to the league 2018. I believe I'm right. I don't have to fact check that. I believe I'm right on that. 2018, I never saw her with the Gamecocks. I don't know how, but it must have been during the stretch where, for the most part, I watched women's college basketball, but similar to the WNBA, there's maybe a time, a period or two where I briefly was on the outs. So that could have been it. But I don't remember her Gamecocks career, and that's the sad part of me. But I will admit the truth and not try to lie about it, and will say I probably should go watch some old tapes of her in South Carolina to see what I could see, to see if I could see the jump, this absolute GOAT that she has become. But what I'm trying to say is, 2018 drafted. Y'all know when Asia won her first WNBA title, that was 2022. And then we did it again in 2023. And now, obviously, she just won 2025. So, it took 4 years. And she was getting to the playoffs. But unfortunately, she was getting bounced out. Her and the Aces. But it was all part of the progression, all part of the evolution. When it was time to win it all, then that's exactly what her and her teammates did. And Jackie Young, Kelsey Plum, getting Chelsea Gray over from the Sparks. The core four was real. De'Erica Hamby was contributing. But Asia was the brightest star to shine, and I say that being that Kelsey was my favorite Aces. But I just know that Asia is just truly dominant. You know, if you look for dominant in the dictionary, you'll see a picture of Asia Wilson. More than likely, you will. But it took time to get to where she is. So if nothing can make a Caitlyn fan see it otherwise, then maybe this could. You know, it takes time, and I'm not even comparing. But she is. See, Caitlyn's a star in the league because she is a star in the league. But it's not easy, man. It's not easy to reach that level where you to go, where everybody's looking to you and you coming through and you get to that level, when you get to the finals and you come through, when you get to the playoffs and you start coming through for your team. It ain't easy. Hell no, it ain't hard. It's excruciatingly tough to be consistent, to come through for your teammates, to make the right play, the right read, you know, to come up with the big rebounds, make the right pass, everything, man. Asia Wilson is freaking legendary, period. So, you know, I'm not just saying Caitlyn, but Caitlyn is kind of the theme of the video, the central theme, because so many people push into the forefront. Ain't too many bigger fans of Caitlyn Clark than I am. But I work from a place of reasoning. And I refuse, no matter how big of an Iowa Caitlyn fan I am, I'm not going to put her up there with Asia. Hey, go on Wikipedia and look at Asia Wilson's accolades. They so long, it might take you 5 minutes to scroll all the way down. And that's real. Championship rings, the All-Star Game appearances, the MVPs, Defensive Player of the Year, gold medals, you know, first team, all first team selections. She just amazing. But she had to grind her way up there. You know, she always had the talent. She always had the skills. She just had to put the absolute, you know, amount of work in it and be, you know, never satisfied. I think three rings in, I don't think Asia Wilson's satisfied. I don't think she'd be happy until she get up there with probably Bill Russell. She got time. She could catch Bill Russell. Asia is what, 29, 30? She could. She very well could. It's gonna be tough. I think she definitely gonna catch Kobe. I think she gonna get another ring or two, you know. So what's that? 4 rings for like Cheryl Swoops and them and Simone Augustus, and yeah, I think 4 is a guarantee. So, you know, it's 5 and more. And we'll see if she can get up there, you know. But let's pump our brakes just a little bit on Caitlyn Clark. Let's allow her to continue to grow. She coming off an injured season. Nobody's gonna listen. Y'all gonna think what y'all want. But me, as a Clark fan, if she put the work in, the taste of victory, the ultimate victory, it'll be so much sweeter. The champagne will be so much better. It'll be so much more glorious. You know what I'm saying? The fever right there. They just showed it. They played the Aces harder than anybody. Fever right there. Can Caitlyn be the answer? Can she help them? The fever, you have a lot of work to do in the offseason to get where the Aces are. Everybody does. We'll see how the Aces come back. But for now, Asia to go. We out.